Well, it's just gone 9 o'clock Central African time. This is BTV News. We're broadcasting live from the nation's capital, Gaborone. I'm Mulibile Samoka. Let's take a look at stories making headlines. Chief Justice Gaola Pello implores journalists to seek for laws that will enable them freedom to do their work. Mpho Balopi elected the new president of the BDP at the ongoing elective Congress. The Bahazabetla will join us later on a sport desk. Patricia Shobanyani is interpreting in sign language. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now, in the first story, Chief Justice Mr. Gaola Pello has implored journalists to help devise laws that will enable them to do their work freely. Kitlogetse further encouraged journalists to utilize platforms that will win the approval of government, as it is not easy for government to agree to all demands to implement laws that protect journalists. Mpho Keleboge reports.
In his submissions during the celebration of World Press Freedom Day organized by Editors Forum, Chief Justice Gaola Pello said that the role of the medium is to hold government accountable using the best approach where facts and evidence takes precedence. He said it is the role of the media to use progressive legislations that will allow them to expose corruption and advocate for good governance in a democratic society without facing any threats from the ruling party.
The media's role, amongst many, is to hold those in positions of power and responsibility to account. In short, the media is an oversight body. I also acknowledge that you are currently engaged with government to come up with a more progressive legislation that will truly promote access to information. Please, as you engage in that exercise, do so in the knowledge that nothing will come to you on a silver platter. You will have to fight for what is rightfully yours. That is the right to disseminate information without any inhibition, as the Constitution dictates.
The Chief Justice noted some unfortunate legal and statutory framework which impacts on the role of the media.
The regulatory framework in this jurisdiction, and insofar as it impacts on free press, is found in a number of statutes. Then you have the Penal Code, which has got provisions which provides or deal with things like criminal defamation. You have provisions in the National Security Act, the Cyber and Computer-Related Crimes Act, that the Data Protection Act of 2024, then recently the Access to Information Act of 2024. And that act is still to be, or to come into effect, if ever it will.
We acknowledge the role of media in democracy in terms of providing checks and balances, nurturing democracy itself, and going forward, we make commitment first and foremost that there must be dialogue between government and the media as to how we need to protect the media, how we need to create an enabling environment for functionality of media. And as the media, you are short of our protection as the government, you are short of your role in this democracy.
He further went on to say, in a democratic society, the media have the responsibility of promoting democratic principles such as transparency, accountability, and freedom of speech. Mpho Keleboge, Botona Television, Gaborone.
Businessman and former Gaborone North legislator Mr. Mpho Balopi has been declared the president of the Botona Democratic Party at the party's elective congress in Maung. Balopi emerged the winner with a margin of over 600 votes, trailed by the former party chairperson Slamba Tsukwane with 60 votes, Ame Makoba with 28 votes, and former minister Nonofo Mulifi, who managed 7 votes. In the run for party chairman, the current Moshopa member of parliament Karabo Hari cruised to victory with 385 votes, followed by former minister Dokas Makato with 272 and another former minister Kifense Mzunila with 70 votes. Kinsera Midi has been voted the party secretary general with 267 votes, beating his rivals Kabo Moraing, who only got 212 votes, Dr. Derek Kwewe with 111, and Pilun 2 Baing with 69, whilst Tabo Augretsi garnered 8 votes. Now, Director of Investment Promotions at Botona Investment and Trade Center, BITC, Mr. Khutusa Malaklegi, says the Kwening district is filled with many business opportunities such as cultural tourism, agricultural activities and others, hence urging residents to invest in them to transform their lives and also improve the country's economy. He said this in an interview with BTV News during the Kwening Economic Summit on Thursday, which was hosted in Molepolole. Abigail Samson has the report.
Unemployment is still a great challenge in the country as it continues to increase poverty cases. Kwening has a large population attributed to villages such as Molepole, which is one of the biggest villages in the country. However, Mr. Malatlege says even though Kwening is faced with such challenges, the region has a lot of investment opportunities such as ternary and indigenous plants which could be explored into traditional medicines to create employment for the local communities.
Ukata koma kala nenga tsona bo BITC bo le ya bo SIDA bata go tsa information bata go tsa data e ka go dirang gore go nne motho mo go ene gore o itse gore mme yone tshunu eneo.
You can visit financial and advisory institutions like SIDA and BITC to get more information on investment opportunities and come up with better ideas to grow your business. Us at BITC, we have already identified entrepreneurs in Kwening who ventured in various fields such as agribusiness and use of natural resources like murula to produce valuable products.
The cosmetics yana nyaka re tsile kwa mo meeting yana re leka gore re leke gore ano re take action plan ya go bona gore tsone this business opportunities re ka ngo ka ba go biang gore batle ba tse advantage.
The reason why we participated in this summit is because we want to come up with an action plan which will allow us to attract potential investors who show interest in our areas, especially in cultural tourism, because we have areas like Nzwing, which can be great tourism sites. This summit gave residents and stakeholders an opportunity to share skills and knowledge on how to improve their entrepreneurship and their livelihoods.
The requisite skills that could empower them to venture into those businesses. Whether it's financial literacy, what have you, even at the national level, we are looking at a mismatch between demand ke ra se ileng gore market wa se tlhoka and supply ke ra se ileng gore di-universities are not as a producer for the market. So we need to address that mismatch because ke yone ka toganyano ya toga supa gore go ka re go na le bothata ba gore bana ba kgona re ba tsene mo digolong ka go harologana.
The youth were urged to continue participating on events such as this one to empower themselves with skills and knowledge that could transform their lives. Abigail Samson, BTV News, Molepolole.
Residents of Etsawan have appealed to Water Utilities Corporation to upgrade their water supply as the current water storage is small, resulting in acute water challenges throughout the year. They made the appeal in a quarterly meeting addressed by the Okavango District Chairman, Mr. Haupalelwe Ronald, on Thursday. Tani Sukudu with more.
Etsawan village, which is 32 kilometers away from Gumare, is a village that has recently seen growth of population, resulting in some services such as water failing to meet the demands. For some time, residents have been grappling with the challenge of water shortages due to the small reservoir that cannot feed them all. They have since appealed for an increase in public standpipes to help address the challenge.
Pipeline, le stand pipe 4
Our village has grown and the standpipes we currently have are not enough. We request for a larger water tank since the one we have is very small. The General Manager for Water Utilities Corporation in Okavango, Mr. David Moroka, acknowledged the challenge, which he said if funds permit, they will address the challenge. We had requested to be assisted with funds from the CCP project, but we only managed to get 1 million, of which is not enough to buy the tank. The reservoir we need cost around 2.5 million pula, so what we have is not enough. There is no water pressure because of the reasons said about the water tank. If I had authority, I will divert the funds from other projects to attend to the water project here. I have asked the relevant authorities from work to attend to the water tank situation. If he does not do as he promised, he should call me so that I ask him to attend to the situation at hand. In other issues, Etshawan residents have pleaded with the council to develop the access roads that connect the village to ease movement of people. Taini Chukudu, BTV News, Etshawan.
The Motor Vehicle Accident Fund has taken upon themselves to champion road safety and promote a culture of tolerance between pedestrians and motorists in the roads. Yesterday, MVA hosted a Safe Mobility Challenge in Francistown to run, walk and cycle in the roads of the second city in a bid to reduce the high number of fatalities of pedestrians and cyclists killed by motorists on national roads. Bethany Mando has more.
The city of Francistown came to life on Saturday with hundreds of walkers, runners and cyclists who braved the cold morning to raise awareness on road safety for non-motorists. MVA Fund started this initiative in 2023 in Mogoditsane, and last year it was held in Gaborone after realizing that many pedestrians and cyclists are either killed or left with injuries that changes their lives due to road accidents. As road safety is a shared responsibility, MVA Fund partnered with the Botona Cycling Association and Fearless Fitness Club to promote road safety.
On average, Botona loses 400 lives annually to road traffic crashes, with pedestrians now accounting for around 30% of annual deaths. Since 2019, pedestrian fatalities increased from 21% of the annual deaths to 32%. In 2024 alone, we recorded 342 fatalities. 110 pedestrians were killed and 7 cyclists were killed. According to statistics from Botona Police Service, the city of Francistown lost 8 pedestrians in 2024. 17 pedestrians sustained serious injuries, while there were 83 minor injuries.
The mayor of Francistown, Mr. Khaone Majere, says the second city needs this awareness to remind motorists that pedestrians and cyclists are also road users and must be allowed to freely use the roads with minimal risk of being knocked down by a vehicle.
This event, which is dedicated to promoting the safety of our vulnerable road users through active mobility, underscores the importance of walking and cycling, not just as modes of transport and recreation, but as fundamental human rights that must be protected by accommodative road infrastructure and collective commitment to safety.
This MVA Fund Safety Mobility Challenge was held under the theme Be Seen, Be Safe. Your life matters, and it was held ahead of the 8th United Nations Global Road Safety Week, which starts on Monday up to Sunday 18th under the theme Streets for Life, Making Walking and Cycling Safe. Bethany Manto, BTV News, Francistown.
You're still watching BTV News. Thank you for staying with us. Now moving on, the Member of Parliament for Jone Mabudzane, Mr. Umpemetse Kwapa, has implored men to be exemplary and be good role models to their family members by clinging to love, respect and harmonious coexistence. He said this at Itoloke village during a Khotla meeting where he emphasized the need for men to be pillars of hope and strength, as they are the ones who can bring to an end most social ills and lawlessness. Emmanuel Rapua with more.
Itoloka village is located 5 kilometers from Kakea village, and residents here rely on agriculture for their upkeep, while some have gone for greener pastures. Amongst the notable challenges here is shortage of water and some who have gone against the acceptable norm of being law-abiding citizens.
We need to
introspect and go back to the drawing board. Men are family leaders and have to care, protect and provide for them. It is against our morals to now see men being a threat to women. This water project has been ongoing for 3 years. It has taken too long to be completed, yet we continue to struggle with water shortage. We do not have police and other vital public service personnel due to shortage of accommodation. Residents are optimistic that if their issues can be resolved, life will become much better for them. We are limited to serve the community as policing clusters, and we need police to function well. I have supplied bread for our village cluster, yet it is taking long to receive my payment. Some of the pending issues were resolved. We are working on tightening security on our tribal offices. We have a better and shorter road linking us with other villages, and if it is improved, it will serve our communities well. Despite the hard clashes of life, residents have been encouraged not to despair, but to focus on their goals of striving for a better life. Emmanuel Rapua, BTV News, Itoloke.
A 38-year-old woman who was murdered in Divundu, Namibia on the 3rd of May 2025 was buried today. In an interview with the deceased brother, Mr. Taitso Polino, the deceased had traveled to Namibia to collect a child who was in Namibia for school holidays. Polino emphasized that owing to the positive relationship between Botswana and Namibia, the repatriation process of the deceased proceeded well.
Around about 10 o'clock, ke ha ke amogela mogala o supa gore ba bone mmele o wa mongwe go lebe ga ile ke o lebogile mo tsele o supa gore o ka tswa bolailwe, mme re heletse ra roma botsadi bongwe gore bote boete go a go thola, mme ha ba tsena kwa ba ithala gore mmele o ke ene ke o lebogile ka nnete.
Well, time for our international news now. U.S. and Chinese officials have met in Geneva to defuse a trade war tensions that sparked by President Donald Trump's tariff hike and Beijing's retaliation. The talks are the first high-level meeting between Beijing and Washington since Trump's steep new levies hit China last month. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and trade representative with Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng. While a major breakthrough is unlikely, hopes remains that the two sides will ease the punishing tariffs they have imposed on each other. The sky-high duties have actively shut down trade between the two economic giants, disrupting flows that topped $660 billion last year. It is time for sport news, and Tebogang Sebetlela on standby.
Thank you very much, Ulibile Samuka. Now, Botswana Tonight Sports News follows with me in Tebogang Sebetlela. Security systems have advanced to the semi-final stage of the Orange FA Cup competition after edging out Holy Ghost by 4-3 on penalties. After the two sides played to a 1-1 draw in regulation time in an encounter which was played at Royal Area Stadium at Tlokweng yesterday. Paco Strack with the report.
The Alarm Boys started the first half on the back foot, struggling to contain Holy Ghost speedy young attackers. Despite relentless pressure, Holy Ghost could not capitalize until the dying seconds of added time when Field and Tekisang of Security Systems launched a bold counter-attack, slotting home to give his side a 1-0 lead at the break. The second half mirrored the first, though this time it was Security Systems who launched wave after wave of attacks. But Holy Ghost had the last laugh as Athaba Busi delivered a stunning equalizer in the final minute of added time, sending the match straight to penalties. In the shootout, Security Systems held their nerve, delivering a stellar performance to triumph 4-3 and book their place in the next round.
We should not have considered in the first place. Composure was the order of the day. But after conceding, we knew we could come from behind and go beyond. You know, we were motivated by the game we played the very first 32. We knew we could come from behind. But when it comes to penalties, it's a gamble. It's a matter of luck. We trained penalties. All these players who missed penalties never missed penalties. So it was just not our day.
We could have killed the game, more especially early second half. But we left it hanging there up until we made a blunder and they converted the opportunity. But it's a team that you can see they are playing to their strength. They didn't come here by fluke. If you remember very well, at first the teams were 32. Right now they were in the last 8. It means that they were really doing something great. But I can only congratulate the boys and we look forward to the next game.
With this hard-fought victory, Security Systems march on this year's Orange FA Cup competition. Paco Sterek, PTV Sport, Tlokweng.
Ronald Manyanga's first half goal ensured that Matebele secures a place in the last 4 of the Orange FA Cup Season 6 as they eliminated Muchuri Center Chiefs this afternoon at the National Stadium. Kuganzu joins Security Systems, the TM and the defending champions Jordan Galaxy, who also advanced to the semi-finals yesterday. Let's now take a look at the highlights of the Muchuri Center Chiefs and Matebele FC match.
Barabona captain Shidolo, the Namibian. Wawasa Kalotola Mocha. Oromala Mokarlo Nyekoti Manyanga! Wow! What a touch! What a lovely touch! Josemo Coronel Manyanga. Anela Chalo Mamatebele FC no Ketapele. Haile Tawiyatwala Totau Fela Kamusimwalo Trua Wash. Hokamatar Sachala Gore. Rakologile Ronaba Kukansu. Otla Chala Kopele. What a delivery! What a touch! What a lovely touch!
First and foremost, let me congratulate the opponent. I thought they were so efficient in their performance and what they wanted to do. They were very clear. You could tell they just wanted to score a goal and just close shop, and they did that. For us, I think today we never got going. We never got out of the first gear, to be honest. I think we played in the same tempo, same intensity from the first line until the last line. I don't know, something wasn't just correct.
We carried out our game plan. We came here to win the game. You know, this could have been a final, 2 good teams. So you just have to win the game. You have to get into the next round, and that's what we've done.
Still in the Orange FA Cup Season 6 news, the draw for the last 4 teams was conducted at the National Stadium this afternoon, immediately after the last quarter-final encounter between Muchuri Center Chiefs and Matebele. The defending champions Joining Galaxy has been drawn against Matebele, while the Temu lock-ons with Security Systems. Now, BOTSWANA Volleyball Ladies Club are the champions of the Botswana Volleyball Federation League after defeating Police 6-3-1 in a mouth-watering encounter played at SSKB in Mogoditsane yesterday. Tsapo Gihimile was there.
Itaugadi, as Police 6 is affectionately known, started the match on a high tempo, amassing points. Despite the pressure, the Army ladies did not drop their heads as they fought hard to reduce the deficit. But Police 6 mounted spirited resistance. The tables quickly turned, however, as BF 6 snatched the set by 25-21. The Taugadi redeemed themselves in the second set, taking control of the match with a good team display, which forced BF 6 to commit errors. Police 6 eventually snatched the set by a narrow 25-22. In the third set, BF 6 came rejuvenated, demonstrating experience that helped them take an early lead. However, Police 6 put up a fight, but it did not bear fruit as BF 6 took the set by 25-23. BF 6 continued with their dominant display in the fourth set to grab it by a convincing 25-15 and win the overall match 3-1. To be honest, today's match was an ongoing project that started 3 years ago. We wanted to revive our name, more especially in the ladies' side. We told ourselves that we were going to win every game we played this season. Moreover, today's game was tactical as it kept changing pace and tempo, but we knew their weakest links. In addition, our service worked well for us.
First set we didn't play very well, but second set
it did not go according to plan. We lost our footing as the match progressed. We didn't play well in the first set, but we redeemed ourselves in the second set. Our approach in the third set was okay, as we started well and only lost the set because of our decision making.
Our decision making most in
the men's category, champions Police 6 proved too good for BF 6 as they claimed the bragging rights, winning the match 3-2 in a high-intensity contest. Tsabogi Emile, PTV Sport, Mogoditsane.
Now, the Botswana Softball Association yesterday joined the international community in celebrating the World Softball and Baseball Day commemoration at the National Diamond Grounds in Gaborone. Speaking at the event, Botswana National Sport Commission Chairperson Marumo Murule applauded the association for inviting youngsters and former softball players to play during the celebrations, as it will help in the development of the sport. Victoria Dakin.
Murule emphasized the importance for sporting coaches to understand their origins, define their goals, and be clear about the legacy they aim to leave behind. He urged BSA to revive things such as Softball Hall of Fame and Softball Museum, which will help to develop the sport.
By inviting the youngsters and the veterans to come here, that's key, because we have a deliberate intention of making sure that our game must develop. What I will request to all of us is that we must make an endeavor to make a contribution to keep this game developing.
Former Vikings softball club player Libias Peloiwetse, who is also a former softball coach, noted that the World Softball Baseball Day is not just a celebration, but a living tribute to a shared passion and testament to how far they have come as the softball community. He further said research showed that softball originated in the United States of America and it arrived in Botswana during the British Protectorate era.
I understand today we mark World Baseball and Softball Day, and I would like to extend a heartfelt congratulations to the Botona Softball Association for bringing us together in such a meaningful way.
You've not only organized an event, you've honored a legacy.
One of the founding members of Botswana Softball Association, who is also involved in softball grassroots development, Professor Fred Morton, said he has noted significant growth in softball locally, especially on aspects such as equipment, pitches and playing kit. He said in the past, although they had a shortage of equipment and kit, the quality and standard of play was very high.
I want to thank the organizers of this occasion and thank them for the development that we see here that takes the game forward and allows people the opportunity that was not there in the past, but did not prevent people from taking the game seriously. I would hope that now, with all of this available to you, that it's time to take flight.
A number of softball teams were invited to play on the day, amongst them Cuba, Japan, Team Media, Team Corporate, Botswana Vets, Team USA, and boys and girls aged below the ages of 9, 11, and 13. Victoria Dakin, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Victoria Dakin bring us to the end of our sports news this evening. Now back to Libile Samoka to remind us of our top leading stories.
Chief Justice Kgaola Pelwe implores journalists to seek for laws that will enable them freedom to do their work. Mpho Balopi elected the new president of the BDP at the ongoing elective Congress.
And in sports, Matabele FC secures a place in the semi-finals of the Orange FA Cup.
Well, that is all the news we had for you this Sunday. Weather is up next. Stay with us.
Good evening and welcome to today's weather update, proudly brought to you by Faith Ketshabile. Let's start off by looking at the current satellite image, which shows some clear skies over most parts of the country, except the northern part of Chobe, where patches of clouds are still visible. And for tomorrow, the Indian Ocean high pressure cell is expected to extend its reach over the southeastern part of the country, hence cloudy conditions accompanied by light rain over south and southeast Gauteng, south and central and northeast. And for north and central, we are expecting some partly cloudy conditions. And for other parts of the country, few patches of clouds are expected. And morning temperatures are expected to be cold over Kalahari, south and southeast Gauteng and Kwening, with 6 degrees Celsius over most areas of Kalahari, up to 7 degrees Celsius over Jwaneng and Good Hope. Over Khanti, Ngamiland, Chobe, the whole of central and northeast, we are expecting some mild temperatures with 8 degrees Celsius over Kade, up to 13 degrees Celsius over Maung and Kumare. Now for the afternoon temperatures, we are still expecting cold temperatures over Kalahari, south and southeast Gauteng, Kwening, south and central and northeast, with 20 degrees Celsius over Veda, up to 21 degrees Celsius over Jwaneng and in Gaborone. And for Khanti and north and central, mild temperatures are expected with 24 degrees Celsius over Ngojane, up to 25 degrees Celsius over most areas of northern Khanti. Lastly, for Ngamiland and Chobe, warm temperatures are expected with 29 degrees Celsius over Pandamatenga, up to 30 degrees Celsius over Kasane. And now for SADC cities, we are expecting some partly cloudy conditions over Manzini and Johannesburg, while over Maseru, Gqeberha, Upington and Cape Town, we are expecting some clear skies. We are expecting some partly cloudy conditions over Antananarivo and Beira, with possible chance of rain over Antananarivo. While over Harare and Lusaka, we are expecting some few patches of clouds. Still on SADC cities, thunder showers are expected over Dar es Salaam and Kinshasa, while over Blantyre, partly cloudy conditions are expected with possible chance of rain. And lastly, for Luanda, few patches of clouds are expected. That's all from the weather forecasting desk. Have yourself a good night.
o tshotla ke go lebogele go bontse o tsweletse boitisitse le rona mo Botswana Tonight re gatela pele mokwaledi wa lekgotla le le tsamaisang ditlhopho re Jefferson Siamisiang o boleletse phuthego ya bana le seabe ba tsamaiso ya ditlhopho gore ba kgonne go tsenya mo tirisong dikgakololo di le 3 mo go tse 22 tse ba neng ba kopilwe go di diragatsa mo ditlhophong tsa 2024 tsa setšhaba re Siamisiang o buile seo jaaka a ikanoka le go itse motlhala morago ditlhopho tsa 2020